The difference that you guys don't understand. You guys don't understand that there's a difference between political leader and spiritual leaders. There are some of the prophets of God who are purely spiritual leaders only. That they are purely spiritual leaders. Like Isaiah, like Zechariah, like Zephaniah, like Habakkuk, like Malachi, like John the Baptist, including Jesus Christ. He is a prophet of God and he is purely a spiritual leader. And as a spiritual leader, there is nothing that can necessitate them to engage in battle. And that is why Jesus never engaged in battle, because nothing justifies him to engage in battle. Engage in battle against who? He is raised amongst the Jews and he preaches amongst the Jews. His preachings and teachings are centered to the Jews. And that's why he said, I was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So his teachings is within his community. And they are already Jews. So he's not coming to them to preach to them about the oneness of God. Because they already know God. They already believe in the oneness of God. But he came to them to correct their lifestyle, the sins that they're engaging in, the atrocities and other things that they are doing. So there's nothing that can necessitate him to fight. He's fighting against who? He's a Jew. Is he meant to fight against the Jews? So he's a pure spiritual leader. But Moses, David, Joshua, Josiah, Gideon, Solomon, these are, even Abraham, he also fought war. So these are spiritual leaders because they are prophets, and they are also political leaders because they are the one leading where they are. Moses was the one leading the Israelites. So the difference is that if you are a political leader and a spiritual leader, that means the security of the state is one of your duty. You are to ensure that the state is not under attack. And if the state is under attack, then you are meant to defend. So David fought countless numbers of wars and he killed tens of thousands. But still, he remains a man after God's own heart. When David wants to marry Michal, the daughter of Saul, do you know what Saul requested for? Saul requested that David bring the foreskin, that is the genital of 100 Philistine soldiers. Let me say it in a more clearer language. David, a man after God's own heart, a prophet and a king of Israel, God Almighty appointed him and anointed him and make him his beloved one. God make David his beloved one. You can't tell me that you know more than God. God knows David and he knows what David engaged in. And still God said, he is a man after my own heart. David, when he wanted to marry Michal, Saul requested that David should bring the penis of 100 Philistine soldiers. Let me say it like that so you can hear me clearly. Foreskin is in the genital. So he requested for the genital of 100 Philistine soldiers. Then you know what David did? David brought the foreskin, the genital of 200 Philistine soldiers just to marry a lady, to marry Michal. And nothing happened. No one ever calls David a terrorist. Imagine if that was done by Prophet Muhammad. If he wants to marry a lady and he killed just one person to marry that lady, will you accept any justification for it? Will you accept any excuse for it? Brother, this is called double standard. This is hypocrisy at its peak.